You're listening to WLJS Jacksonville. We're the campus radio station of Jacksonville State University, broadcasting from studios in Self Hall. We feature student programming, as well as classical music and news from National Public Radio.
I am here today.
Buy it, use it, break it, fix it, trash it, change it, mail, upgrade it, charge it, point it, zoom it, press it, snap it, work it, quick erase it, write it, cut it, paste it, save it, load it, check it, quick rewrite it, plug it, play it, burn it, rip it, drag it, drop it, zip, unzip it, lock it, fill it, call it, find it, view it, code it, jam, unlock it, surf it, scroll it, pause it, click it, cross it, crack it, switch, update it, name it, read it, tune it, print it, scan it, send it, fax, rename it, touch it, bring it, pay it, watch it, turn it, leave it, start, format it, technologic.
Live from studios in Self Hall on the beautiful campus of Jacksonville State University, it's the Hey Techies Show.
Hey Techies Show!
Now, here are your hosts in chairs that should have been thrown out years ago, Michael, Bruce, and the Guru.
So breaking news.
3 days late.
3 days. Oh well, 3 days late.
Yeah.
But for us,
Yeah.
what now? So Comcast.
Comcast is ready to sell 30% Hulu stake to Disney.
So, but they're wanting the Fox.
Well, so
What do they want? Well, then we'll have to read it.
so Comcast won a $39 billion bid for Sky.
Yes, I think I heard
over
something
the
about
weekend.
that. There's actually a few things roaming around for sale right now.
And who won the bid on 21st Century Fox? Was that Disney?
Yeah.
For $71 billion?
Yes.
Okay. Man,
That sounds right.
so who is Sky? Is that a satellite company?
What is it? Oh shoot! You would have had to ask. We're all live on them. By the way,
Yeah.
welcome
the
to
Hey Techies
the
Show.
Hey Techies Show. We sort of just start sometimes just like we've never stopped from the last week,
That is true.
and we just take off. Welcome to the Hey Techies Show. Bruce, how are you doing?
I feel much better this week. We did not plan this last week, but I lost my voice on Thursday.
Yeah, I know.
So it kind of all worked out.
So I assume you found your voice intact.
Have found it a little bit. So
Well, you
if I get
sound fine.
get on a coughing fit,
Now, Guru, how are
Just
you?
mute
How are
me.
you doing this evening?
I'm doing well. I'm just a little too hot in this mic.
Yeah.
So I had to back off a little bit.
What do you do today? We'll have to look.
what
at
about you, Mikey?
Oh, fine. I'm
Just fine.
fine. SKY
Yeah. So I think that's a satellite company.
TV broadband, TV and broadband.
So
All the
there-
latest news and sports and entertainment.
All the news that's fit to
Sky.com.
Who uses Sky?
I don't know.
Apparently enough for
Well-
$39 billion bid.
Apparently so. It's
So
not-
they carry internet too.
let's see.
Internet.
It says broadband. Isn't that generally what that means nowadays?
Yeah. I
Sure.
guess
Sounds
I
good to
guess
me.
they're gonna say, and Disney, you got to pay an extra fee to come across our wire.
Yeah. Okay. Well, they carry Netflix on their boxes. Netflix.
Oh, Sky does.
Apparently.
Man, this.
Let's see here. Oh, okay. Okay. I know why this rings a bell. This is a European company.
Oh,
$43. Sorry, 43 pounds a month. 1 gig data. 1 gig of data.
Man,
That's a lot of money for
This-
1 gig of data.
no.
No, they're
one gig speeds.
Oh, I thought 1 gig of bandwidth.
No.
Well, I'd pay 43 pounds, which is probably like 50 US ish.
How's it say about $52?
Yeah, for a gig of
What'd you say? 40 what?
says
42
43 a month.
43
it's probably about
euros or pounds?
Pounds.
pounds sterling.
And
probably around
Sky Mobile
52.
by now 43 a month.
56, 23.
Oh, okay. I still pay that.
But I'm that right beside that
would
is an
too.
advertisement for the iPhone 10s. So
Because
I'm
you've been
wondering
looking it up.
No.
Oh, there's
no. It's built in the banner. See, it's built in the banner. I think they're advertising.
Oh, I gotcha.
They have mobile.
Gotcha.
They do mobile.
Well, speaking of 10s, there's a lot of iPhone 10s.
Yes, we'll have
news.
that.
A lot of it's a lot of
news.
Well, this news in general. We'll say news in general.
News.
We report and
Fake news.
no, it's not fake news.
I'll wake up some
Bruce,
fake
it
news.
looks like their
You're
super
fake.
super fast broadband and Sky TV is £40 for 18 months.
I did not hear a word you said.
It looks like their super fast broadband and Sky TV, as they advertise it, is £40 a month for 18 months. So I guess it's their TV lineup.
Yeah.
So anyway, well, there you go.
They got it so much better than us.
If you say, you can move over there, I guess.
No,
And you can have it good there.
I don't know what kind of what they have on Sky. You know, so real quick before we got excited. I was actually having a conversation with someone yesterday about TV, and I hope I am wrong about this, but I feel that we are on the end of the golden age of TV. I felt like
we were this long to figure that out.
Well, no. I felt like a few years ago, like we had all these great shows that were out, none that Mikey watched. And
how do you know?
Of course, some of them ran a little too long, and they didn't end. They didn't end very well.
Well, that was all the ones on ABC. They usually drop most of their shows a year or even 2 years out.
Well, no. I'm saying like shows that went on for like 7 or 8 seasons, and they went like into 9, 10, and 11 seasons, and they probably should have stopped around 8.
I got you.
But I feel like those shows are gone, are at least on the decline. They're leaving.
Okay, that's interesting. I got something that goes along with that.
I am thinking it is because of just the way media is changing, media delivery.
Yeah.
It's
well, let's not forget this discussion.
Well, okay.
Because here's the reason.
Yeah.
This is going to dovetail in what I wanted to talk about
right.
NASCAR. I mean, you're really going to go perfect into that.
Well, let's go ahead and talk about it.
But
I just feel like
we will. But
we've got something. There's something else we probably need to talk about first.
Let me do this, and then you can.
But before that,
but wait, I've got something to say.
No, wait. I just rung that trash can with this battery.
You did.
Yeah, if you were watching the video, like my headphones just like died, and I knew they were going about to die. So I had a battery standing by, so I went change the battery.
In one motion. Amazing. 256-782
5600.
You can be on the Hey Techie Show, but we do have some huge announcements.
That's 5600 because our unison didn't work too well.
5600, right?
5, 6,
we do have some Hey Techie Show news tonight.
Oh, do we?
Yes, we certainly do.
I totally forgot about this. I need to change my calendar.
The Hey Techie Show has been going since May 7th, 2015. And so, we're 3 years, basically calendar years, well over that into this. And the last year was kind of rough. We experienced some on 2 months, really almost 3 months of no Hey Techie Show. It was unfortunate, but there's really nothing we could do about it. And Guru and I have both, and we've been trying to figure out ways. And I've been talking to our co-producer, so to speak, Mike Stedham. And we've been trying to work out different dates of when we could do it. And they also there's a lot of student shows, which is good. It's a good thing.
Absolutely.
And we've been trying to work deals out. And so when we were sitting here last week, me and Guru were sitting in the green room, and Bruce went, and I looked up and I said, Guru, that says that there's nobody on Monday nights from our time slot.
7 to 9.
I said, that's what that says. So I emailed Bethany and I emailed Mike, and Bethany finally got back to me. She said, yeah, you can move tonight to Mondays. So the Hey Techie Show is going to move next week, starting next week, which that means October 1st. So we're going to have a show tonight, and we're going to turn around and do one Monday. And it's going to be kind of odd for us, really, but it's cool. That'll be our first Monday night show. And until we're kicked off, we hope to be there. 7 p.m., same time, just a different bat day. Same bat channel.
That's right.
Same bat time, just a different day. So Monday night,
the same batty people.
That's right. The Hey Techie Show will be doing this show, the show you love, you enjoy, on Monday nights, and we're just excited to be able to do that. And
Yes.
it's what it's going to do for us. It's going to allow us to have more shows than we would rather have, because coming up February and January and February, pardon me, and some of December and November, there were basketball games, which, that's what happens during basketball season. Well, January and February, as did this last year,
we didn't have any show.
Every Thursday's taken. And that's what we were hoping to prevent. And so this has worked out great. It's been good. I think good timing, and it couldn't worked out better for us. So just to let you know, if you listen to the show and listening now, make a note. Come the 1st, next Monday, this coming Monday, we'll be on at 7 p.m. and we will no longer be on Thursday evening. So that's what the guru said. We had one more thing, or the thing we should have probably started off with first, but I wanted to kind of get
I'm
the show.
kind of excited to move the Monday, be a different perspective.
Yeah.
Like I was telling Mikey this morning, like a lot of, we'll be at the front part of the week,
maybe,
where now we're at the back half of the week.
It'll be different.
It'll be different, but same great coverage, same great,
absolutely
great opinion, depending on what your opinion is of us. But we're very opinionated, so
yeah,
and that will not change.
My only thing is I'm not sure how much news happens on the weekends.
We'll have to go from Tuesday
from the previous one. I mean, we're already doing that anyway, because
yeah, but I don't know. I feel like Thursday is a time where people haven't heard a whole lot yet.
Well, I know we're gonna have to deal with that.
On Monday, we're gonna have to predict the news ahead.
Well, that's what Guru said.
Expanded rumor segment.
That's what Guru said.
We'll
I might not be a pro at that.
Again,
I don't know.
I'll make up.
Well, it's like next week on Tuesday, Google's having an
That's
event.
correct. The Google event is
so we need
Tuesday.
to talk about what we think is going to happen, which I have no idea.
They're going to have a Pixel.
They'll do something.
They're not going to have a watch.
They're not going to have a watch.
They'll do something.
Sucks.
They'll announce stuff. People will cheer. People will clap.
They won't be as enthusiastic as they were a month ago.
By the way,
let's say that for Monday night.
We don't say this enough, but
Thank you.
Yeah. No, we don't. We don't. I don't say it enough. Thank you for being our listeners. If you've been loyal listeners for so many years, 3 years, we appreciate it. If you're just new tuning in, thank you so much for listening. We definitely appreciate it. And we want you to be a part of the show. And don't forget the phone number. You can call in, or you could do questions at heytechieshow.com. Also, you can watch the video at heytechieshow.com live and hear the audio there if that's what you want to do. And
or
find out
listen to us on your favorite podcatcher.
That's true. Or so that's just a little bit about what's going on with the show. I just wanted to kind of to get it out there early on. And like Bruce is talking about just a while ago, there is a lot of Apple news, which we're going to try to squeeze in at a segment coming up. A lot of things to cover after the new iPhone came out. A lot of interesting things. Some people are saying that theirs are not working as desired. Some people are saying theirs are great. So we'll cover that.
It's kind of reminiscent of a few years ago with the iPhone 4.
It is similar, yeah.
And that's what it reminded me of. So.
But yeah, to varying degrees, yes. Yeah, and let's see what else. Oh, Mojave. I installed Mojave today on this MacBook.
Well, if Andrew is listening, last week, if you were not listening to the show, we were talking about iOS 12.
Yes,
and Andrew had called in to give us his experience on his iPhone 10, and he kind of persuaded me to think about installing it, but this is a follow up. I do not have it installed yet.
Okay.
But
he's going to do it live on the show.
No, I should. That would make for great radio.
You should do it.
It would make.
Well, I need to go get my charger out of my car.
It would make for great.
Hey, we got a break coming up.
It would make. Would make for great cussing.
I'll say no. I need the double switch ready. No, but I will say this.
I'll upgrade it for you.
I had planned on doing it within the last day or two, but I've just been so busy.
Man, we got 2 hours right now to do it.
Well, I think I'll do it when we go to break. When we go to break,
great.
Yeah, I'd be curious to see if you notice any faster difference.
We'll install it live.
I can tell you, and I know I'm repeating this again, but my iPad Air was much faster.
But I have not installed Mojave.
Mine
Speaking
too.
of Mojave,
Shut up.
I meant to install Mojave too, but I haven't yet. So anyway.
Yeah. And if Bruce wants to tell, he had some phone news as well. So
I guess we can go over it. So, yeah, we can go over it.
Yeah. Well, when the Hey Techie show comes back,
we're going to install iOS 12 live on the air.
Go.
How about that?
Just a couple weeks late.
Yeah.
That's okay.
Hey Techie show. Be right back.
We're just getting started. Plenty more Hey Techie show for your listening pleasure.
The skills you can develop as a soldier in the Army National Guard can give you an edge in the high-tech job market of tomorrow. The Guard offers career training to take advantage of your skills in science, technology, engineering, and math that can help give you a leg up to a high-paying and rewarding STEM profession. Gain practical experience with emerging technology and equipment not found in the civilian world. The Army National Guard can get you started in an array of STEM-related career fields such as information technology, communication systems, special forces engineers, technical engineering, air traffic control, and chemical, biological, radiological, and nuclear science. Get a head start on your career in an exciting new field while earning money to pay for college, all while serving in your own community. Log on to NationalGuard.com or talk to a recruiter in your area to learn about all of the STEM career opportunities available.
Well, there's the super group, as I heard them called, Alabama, country music super group, Alabama, who were just here last night.
Yes, they
them
were.
And some friends said they raised $1.2 million for recovery efforts here at JSU.
Yes. So thank you so much to Randy Owen and all his friends.
Yes.
They're listening out
for
there
coming and performing for the crowd, and everybody for coming to the concert. So what are y'all laughing about?
Sorry. We thank you for listening to us on TuneIn.
And to give you an update, my device is now downloading iOS 12.
Oh,
it says 7 minutes remaining. But here's the thing: when I went to software update, like before I went into it, it didn't have a little badge icon saying there was something waiting. So like my device had not yet like told me to put it on here. So this is kind of like, this is very uncharacteristic of me to like be gung ho putting this on. So. But
something's uncharacteristic of you.
Yes.
That's
but our listener Andrew from last week, he kind of convinced me. So I can thank him or not. But I will thank
Shouldn't
him.
It go the other way around?
What?
You know, that we convince them instead we have listeners convincing you.
Well,
we love our listeners.
We do. So much so that he's willing to risk his phone.
Yeah. And those who know me really well know this is I'm going out on a limb here.
That is, oh yeah, a big limb.
Well, since
I'm
we're
shocked.
Since we're talking about phones,
A 0.0 release. Look out.
I think everybody knows that I have the exact same phone as Mikey. Really, he has the exact same phone as me.
Y'all's not
Pixel 2.
Y'all's aren't cool like
That's
me.
a good
Have an
XL.
iPhone.
And over the past probably I would say month or so, I have noticed that my fingerprint reader, the accuracy, the success rate is going down and down and down and down. And down.
That's not good.
And I'm probably being kind here. It has gone down to about 20% success rate.
So you say like 1 in 5 attempts are successful.
I will say this: if you try too many times, it'll say too many attempts. Try again later.
iOS that too. If you miss too many times, it'll force you to put your passcode in.
Yeah, and
but my success rate hasn't gone down.
Yeah, so mine has.
Well, get an iPhone. Get a real phone. Get an iPhone. Problem solved. You still buy this one with the fingerprint reader?
I want it to be my phone, not their phone. So
that's good. I like that.
You'll pay for it. It's gonna be your phone.
So
pay for it.
So, one of the first things I did, after I was like, man, I can't deal with this anymore. I was like, well, let me see if I need to deregister those prints and register new ones.
Okay, well, logical choice.
That seemed to help for a little bit. And then I noticed one night I was charging my phone while I was using it, and it kept dinging, like it was charging and then not charging and then charging and then not charging.
Yeah.
And all of my chargers are Google branded chargers. They're not some off market,
some cheapo Amazon special. Yeah.
So there was a whole list, which I will say this again. Love Project Fi's customer service. Like, I decided this was not an issue that I needed to call or chat with somebody on the phone for an hour. I'm just going to send them an email, kind of generically saying what's going on, some of the troubleshoots. I didn't go into super, detail. Of course, they send me, and they always say give us 24 hours, but it was immediate almost that I got an email back.
Well, exceeding expectations.
Yeah, and of course I didn't check it until like 3 days later. I was like, oh wow, they sent that immediately. So of course they gave generic. Here's troubleshooting steps. Always
have you turned it back on and off and on again.
They and make sure you use the phone, the charger that came with the phone. Blah 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 blah. And I waited a few days.
So this is related to the fingerprint reader too.
Yeah, of course. I think they said deregister and register. So all the stuff I'd done.
Okay.
And I went through, did it again for good measure. I just sent them an email and said, look, maybe I didn't clarify on the original email, but I've done all these things and just for good measure, done them all again and still experiencing the same issues. And they said, all right, you should be receiving an email shortly to order your new phone.
Really?
Yep. So they're sending me a new phone.
The same model?
Yeah, same everything. So,
and how long have you had that phone?
I want to say it's been less than a year.
So are you still making device payments or
are
you paying them to Google directly?
Yeah.
What's your account? What's your account?
It's on my
1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I'm just
it comes out. It's part of my Project 5.
So I guess it's payment. What I'm trying to get to also is you have some sort of
I do have insurance, but it's not going against. It's under warranty.
Oh yeah,
and you remember they had so many hiccups at the beginning. They extended the original warranty.
I remember that.
That's right.
So, my only concern was whenever I went to go order the phone, it was like $800 and some odd, and I was like, all right, let me clarify. I'm not being charged for this. This is just in case I don't send you back my other phone, correct? And they're like, yeah, you don't have to worry about getting charged. That's just in case we don't get your other phone back.
Okay.
So
that's really good.
Yep. So my other
kudos to Project 5 support.
Man, yeah, I've not had an issue with their support. So
I wish I could say same kudos to one big box retailer.
Oh my goodness. No.
Okay, am I not allowed to talk about this?
Absolutely, you can.
when have we not allowed you to talk about something? I want to know what day that was. Never.
So, you have anything else to share about that?
No, I mean, I
didn't mean to cut you off, but
no, I'll get a new phone. We'll see how long it's
fingerprint.
fingerprint.
Yeah, I'll be curious to see. You have to.
I can tell you one thing about his new phone: it won't be updating to iOS.
Yeah,
no,
it won't be.
That won't be happening.
But it will have the latest version of Android.
3 minutes remaining. I guess it's downloading. It's downloading right now.
Cool. So, Guru, you have another problem with Walmart?
No, it's not a problem. It's just let's report. Let's report this, and I'll tell you my opinion.
Oh, okay.
Which I don't know if I'm pretty sure I called them out this on that savings catcher thing that I never gotten my money off the. So it was like $18 cheaper on their own website, and they wouldn't price match it in the store off their own website. And of course, they say, if we find it cheaper, we'll catch it for you. Bull.
Well, hang on. Let me read this. So we talked about this on the show like 2 years ago when this was new.
Yes. You talking about that app?
No. Oh, Savings Catcher.
Savings Catcher, yes.
And I guess it's quite popular. I mean, I use it as a consumer, but basically Savings Catcher, for those who are not aware, you would go shop at Walmart and you would
let them catch savings.
You would basically input your receipt into your Walmart.com account, either through the website or through the app. You could scan the receipt. You could type in the number at the bottom. There's different ways to submit your receipt. They'd go out and they'd compare prices of competitors to what you purchased. And if a competitor had the same item at a lower price, you would get that difference back. And it used to be first in the form of a gift card, like you built a balance up and you could cash in and get a gift card. But then they changed that to where I had to use Walmart Pay, which, I mean, you're still getting your money. You just have to use Walmart Pay in order to redeem it.
Really?
Yeah, they did that like a year or two ago.
Well, I didn't know that.
But that was no big deal. I mean, it didn't bother me. I'm not a fan of Walmart Pay, but I mean, whatever. I think you still had a way you could get an e-gift card potentially. But anyway, okay. And when Walmart Pay came about, they gave you a slick way of, you use Walmart Pay, you can submit your receipt automatically to Savings Catcher. You don't have to scan your receipt. That's because you don't get a receipt. But when you pay with Walmart Pay, you could right then turn it into Savings Catcher. Well, Walmart's next move with this is starting October 29th in an email to Walmart shoppers, including myself. The only way you'll be able to submit your receipts to Savings Catcher as of the 29th is by using Walmart Pay. You'll have to pay for the purchase using their proprietary payment system in order for that receipt to go to Savings Catcher, to where if a competitor,
I guess I totally misunderstood that text you sent. Then that's
for example, you go to the store and you buy groceries. Right. You buy groceries.
You have to pay through
in
Walmart Pay.
You have to use Walmart Pay to pay for the purchase to be able to submit as a Savings Catcher, and then they'll still do the same thing. Like if you buy a case of Coke and it's cheaper at the, at Winn-Dixie or something, you would get the difference back. But in order to do it starting October 29th, Walmart Pay, you'll have to pay for the purchase with Walmart Pay.
That is bull crap.
You won't be able to scan the receipt in through their app or through their website. And this is your reaction. That was my reaction. Like, really?
I guess I got $5.51 I'll never use.
You can still redeem that, but
yeah, I have to set up Walmart Pay.
Okay. Anyway,
bull butter.
But even to be able to, submit further receipts. Yes. And here's this was from the email, because I did send an email. I did send a request to Walmart PR for comment and some questions I had, and they never did answer me. So, yes. Like I told the guys here, like, I guess that's free reign. We can really rake them across the coals if we feel like it. But I want to be objective here. But here's what they said in the email to customers. At Walmart, we're committed to making your shopping experience using the Walmart app quicker and more convenient. That's why on October 29, 2018, our terms of use for Savings Catcher will be changing, and Walmart Pay will be the exclusive way to submit your receipt to Savings Catcher. This will allow you to both submit and spend your Walmart Savings Catcher reward within the same Walmart Pay experience. Due to this change, the ability to scan paper receipts within the app or submit via the desktop will be discontinued. And I have several problems with this. As Bruce probably can agree with me on this, but what if you don't have a smartphone?
Yeah.
I mean, some people don't. Some people choose not to have smartphones.
Right.
I mean,
well,
you have a choice. You can still get a non-smartphone cell phone if you want a cell phone.
Somehow.
Well, my grandparents, for one, they do not want a smartphone. I've convinced them to try to get one. I don't want one. I was like, okay. I mean, that's
but I'm saying it's getting harder and harder to not get one.
I know, but you have to have a smartphone.
Yes.
What if you pay with cash?
Well, you're not gonna.
You can't.
Get this.
You can't
well,
do this.
I mean, that's the whole point.
I've seen some stuff online. I've been doing some reading online of people talking about this, and this is unverified. But apparently, people are saying if they use EBT cards for electronic benefits, like government benefits, that they're not able to set that up through Walmart Pay, which means they're no longer going to be able to use Savings Catcher. There's another group of customers that you're alienating potentially, and the fact that Walmart Pay is so darn stupid. I'm just going to go ahead and call it out. I want Walmart to please explain to me why you cannot use open standards.
Why don't you call them?
Well, I tried to. They won't talk to me.
They're
I sent an email to Court PR and never heard back. I sent it on Monday and told them my deadline was Wednesday, and they haven't.
Well, then forget that.
You've got 2 days.
Well,
Walmart.
they said, but they asked for the deadline. I gave them like Wednesday at noon. I mean, and if they were a little late, it would still make it in time for the show to be aired. But they didn't. They never responded as of yet, unless they recently. Last hour.
Go back and give them a new deadline. Say, look, I've already raked
Sunday night.
But here's the thing.
Midnight.
Here's the thing. Like this whole Walmart Pay thing, where you have to use their app.
Yes.
This basically use their app, and you have to set up your credit card or whatever through your account. Then you get to the store, you use the camera on your phone to take a picture of a QR code on the little cash register debit machine. I mean, it's so. And then one time I used Walmart Pay because I had gift card money on there from my Savings
I remember
Catcher.
that.
And like I was leaving the store, they had like a bag in my hand, like 1 or 2 bags. I mean, not like bulky.
Yeah, right.
And the person at the door stopped me, want to see my receipt. Well, Walmart Pay, you don't get a receipt. It's on your app. You get no paper receipt.
Yeah, right.
Which I'm fine without a paper receipt.
What did you tell them, and what did they say?
Well, I said I used Walmart Pay. They didn't give me a receipt.
And they said, you used what?
Well, they knew what it was. Like, you got to show it to me. So I had to pull my phone out of my pocket and show them where I purchased it. Which that's a whole nother.
I would have said no. Go get your manager, and then when they walked away,
but why can't the world's largest retailer support Apple Pay, Android Pay, and the like?
Second. Isn't Amazon?
Oh well, it could be Amazon's the largest.
Yeah.
Well, that's possible.
World's largest retailer. Is that Walmart calling us?
No.
Uh-oh.
Oh, no. Apparently Walmart still
That was
is.
the wrong number, huh?
If you just tried calling the show, please call back because you were not on the other end of the line. So
256-782-5600. Sorry we missed your call. We'll be glad to call back.
I'll say this, they're calling back. Hang on. I got a thought, but hang on.
Okay, sure. You hang up. Sorry.
So, according to Investatopia,
yes,
Walmart is number 1, and Amazon's down at 7. I don't know if I believe that. They are the world's top online retailer.
It's not working, Guru?
I guess it's not.
Huh.
I mean, I can hear something, but it's not. It's like static, a little light static or something. Maybe something wrong with the phone system. I don't know.
No, that's unfortunate.
Of
course it is. Well,
but back to my thought. Somebody call.
Say your thought.
So I went today to the local grocery store. That's not a chain. Johnson's, the one here in town, Johnson's. Yep. They take Apple Pay.
Yeah, but I mean that's because whoever their
credit card processor. But the fact that a local grocery store, a mom and pop that has 3 locations in this part of the state,
can take it.
They take it. Walgreens takes it. McDonald's
takes it.
The reason
why Walmart doesn't, because that cuts in their bottom line.
Oh yeah,
because they're having to pay those fees. So that's the reason
we're
why
trying to talk and run this.
That's the reason why they've done their own thing. Is they said we'll
but it's not convenient.
2%.
I know, but
2% of.
Oh, I know, but
$1 billion.
Yeah, but
or $50 billion.
I know.
We've got somebody online that wants to chime in. Hey, Daniel, how are you doing tonight?
Hey guys, how's it going?
Hey, doing well.
I'm glad my friend's back and feeling better tonight.
Yeah.
Thanks, man.
Yeah.
I was just going to comment real quick. First, I was going to say I'm glad you guys are going to a new time. I think Monday, the change will be a healthy change for you guys, and it will, be a new, fresh start for the Hey Techies show.
Oh, thank you.
And glad you guys are doing that. Two, I feel like the Walmart pay thing, it almost is like this. I feel like if they're going to do that, I should be able to just go in Walmart, use my pay, and pay as I put stuff in my buggy. I don't even have to go to checkout. I can just kind of walk out,
Yeah, kind of like like the Amazon Go is.
They do it at Sam's.
Do they really? It's been a while since
you
I've been
got
to Sam's.
Scan and go app. Okay.
Yeah, I don't know why they can't do that at Walmart because I'd much rather, they only have, 4 people usually working, if that, at the register.
Yeah.
I want to go in real quick.
Right.
I'm afraid to say this, but I'm going to say it anyway, Daniel. I just because I know we live in a world now where just your opinion can offend people. It doesn't matter whether it's factual or you could back it with evidence.
Just shut up and say it.
Unless I'm just getting impressed.
Oh goodness.
Yeah.
There are different clientele that goes to Sam's than Walmart.
That's true.
I mean, there's no question.
Oh, well, you're paying to be a member of Sam's.
I know that, but I'm not really talking about the money aspect. I'm just saying you go in Sam's. It's just a different folks that go to Sam's compared to Walmart. I mean, I've been to both.
I need 10 gallons of mayonnaise.
Yeah, right. So
you don't go to Walmart to buy that.
I think, not to put a point to this, but I think that's part of the reason.
So you're saying it's possibly that Sam's, if they are trusting a higher economic,
I think the word
they might trust them more than certain economically positioned people who might go to.
Yes, whether you like that or not, or whether you agree with it or not, I think it is a fact of life. That's just my opinion, but I think it's part of the reason.
But I think Walmart's being very short-sighted with this whole savings catcher change because
maybe they're just being brave.
I knew that was coming. like Apple, right?
Well, I'll put it this way. I'm gonna make a prediction here. I think they're gonna have. I think there's probably a decent likelihood they're gonna have to backtrack on this.
Oh, I can almost, knowing that sometimes, going back to how the Xbox did with their reveal with Xbox One, and they had to backtrack all the stuff they had. I think Walmart might do the same stuff, when this gets out more to the public,
Yeah, because I didn't know about it till I got an email this week, and I was like, "What?" And apparently, they sent these emails out in waves because it'd been out for several days. At least people like on Twitter and stuff talking about it. So.
Daniel, have you ever used the savings catcher by chance?
I have a really good friend who uses it. My best friend uses it.
Okay.
With his wife, and he says sometimes it works really well, but if he's got pushback sometimes when stuff he's wanted, and they said, "Oh, we don't have," and he said, "Well, that's kind of the point here, And but he's not had too many complaints with it. I've not used it personally, but I know about it,
Okay. All right.
But,
well, just a quick question here on something else. What's going on in the gaming world that we need to be brought up to speed on?
So I just started playing the new Spider-Man game. It's really fun, and it's one of the. I would be very surprised if it's not top contender for Game of the Year.
Wow.
I think that, and the new Fallout game that's coming out, and perhaps there's a new game also coming out. It's got Norman Reedus playing in it as a character. I think it's called. I can't remember the name right now, but it's a new game from the same developer who did the Metal Gear Solid games. But yeah, I do that, and I think I'm fixing to upgrade my my whole rig and sell my current computer. Just because we're getting new graphic cards out, and I've had my 1080 Ti for 2.5 years now, so
Okay.
But besides that, yeah, I'm doing that and trying to put in some gaming time. And but it's a pretty good year for games. It's kind of a slow thing in the summer, but it picked up with Spider-Man game, and it's really good. It's the best superhero game I've ever had or I've ever played, and I really like it. So
yeah, my son was talking about that.
It's really really good. Well, one, it's the best superhero game, and two, to me it's the best game I've played this year so far. It's a really good video. It's a really good game. It's got great story, great game mechanics, wonderful graphics. It's beautiful. I find it hard to believe if it's not top 3 for game of the year.
Huh. Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
Well,
but anyway, I'll let you guys go, and I just thought I'd pull in and give my 2 cents, and I'll be happy to start listening to you guys on Mondays.
We always appreciate your 2 cents.
Absolutely.
And they're worth a lot more than 2 cents to us. So thank you.
I appreciate that.
Thank you so much for listening, Daniel. We really appreciate it. You have a great evening. You guys
have a good night.
Okay.
Work.
All right.
Bye-bye.
So anyway, well, to be honest with you, I have used Savings Catcher. I have never used Walmart Pay.
I've never used Walmart Pay.
You're not missing anything. It's just
but apparently, if you want to continue using some of their stuff, you're going to have to use it.
Yeah,
I mean, the day they get it, and maybe we use it, and I don't know. My wife paid some of that stuff. Maybe she signed up for something I don't know about. But anyway, I know we've talked about this many times. We use the app to get our groceries.
I wish I would have done that last time because man, I spent way too much money.
And we pull in there and get some, but I think she pays. It's just connected to the bank card, as far as I know, right now. I hope they don't take that app and make you pay through Walmart Pay with that app. That's going to be crazy. I just don't know.
And I noticed different times with certain companies. I'll just leave it at that they have opportunities with their technology. And I know this stuff is I write software for a living, so it's hard to catch every use case and every test case. But when you're a very large retailer, let's put it that way,
yeah,
and you're writing this stuff, you're using proprietary software that's your own, you better make sure it works. You better have tested as thoroughly as you absolutely can, and having
well, there's going to be bugs,
and there are. But when they choose not to fix them,
I know
that's when I have a problem.
Yeah. Well,
I'll leave it at that.
On my last receipt, I got back $2.68.
Nice.
Not going to tell you how much I spent.
Well, that's $2.68. That'll buy something.
Yeah. All right. Hey, did you see this, Bruce? Let's see here. It was something that I want. I don't know, Guru. I picked up the phone and then hit the button.
That's what I did.
Okay.
Man.
Well, I don't know.
Guru's forgotten how to work the phones.
I don't think that's it. I don't know what's going on with it.
Next time it
But what
rings,
did I say?
I don't know. There's no way.
The next time it rings, you come answer
now,
it.
you do it right one more time.
Hey, this is entertaining. He's forgotten how to work a phone.
Oh.
While he's upgrading.
Okay, there he got it. Okay.
So what are you asking if I'd seen?
Oh shoot. I had here we go. Sirius XM agrees to pay $3.5 billion in stock for Pandora.
Yeah. So whenever I first heard this, the person I was in the car with said, how did they have that much money?
Is that the Walmart company calling us? Yeah, the Guru's turning white over there.
Yeah. So you got to think that Sirius XM, there's I think 60% of new cars come with that.
Yeah, right.
And then I forget what the adoption rate is that people just leave it going afterwards.
So our caller,
they wouldn't stay.
No, but he wanted to bring up a point, and I think this is worth talking about. Is stuff like Walmart Pay. Is it a push for corporate America and these big companies to try to push people away from physical currency and using all electronic method, which we're doing a pretty good job of it right now, but I think like Apple wants a piece of the action, and they're wanting, of course, Walmart doesn't want to play nice with Apple, but maybe forcing people to use Walmart Pay
So they can gather
so
data.
they can quit using cash as much in the store.
So they can gather the data. Yeah.
Well, that's
too.
too. But thing about it, I used to work in a position where I had to deposit money for a retailer.
Oh yeah, there's risk involved.
And there, well, not this risk. There's the labor.
Yes,
the labor it takes.
There's no doubt about it.
I mean, you can automate some of that and have machines, but again, it's still I agree. I mean, I agree in the fact that it appears that way. I mean, I don't know what Walmart's thinking or these other companies are thinking,
Moving
but
the Walmart bucks.
They're gonna have their own cryptocurrency.
I think it's a good point. I think it's personally, from just viewing it, I think it's less to do about controlling anything and more to do about what Guru just said.
I think it's shadow government.
No, hold on. Well, that's fine. I think it's more to do about the overhead of having to deal with all that money. It's going to be less overhead if you don't have to deal with all those physical transactions and money. There's going to be a lot less.
It gives workers workers and other nefarious actors less of an opportunity to, skim off the top.
That's true.
And in other news, my iPhone.
That's a good point. Thank you.
My iPhone is now installed in iOS.
Thank you for calling the Hey Techie Show.
Yeah, thank you so much
and being a part. We appreciate it so much. But we're going to have to cut to break while Guru's phone is attempting to install iOS 12.
It is installing as we speak, folks.
Oh my goodness!
Don't go anywhere.
Hey Techie Show. Be right back.
Don't go anywhere. There's more in the queue lined up just for you.
Welcome back in to the Hey Techie Show. Just to put a little bit of bow right here on the, we had to get to change our subject matter for just a minute. Just the XM purchase Pandora. Find it fascinating about that, and I think part of it, a good bit of it, could be, and with every company they're trying to do this, they're trying to spread their eggs, their basket, open their basket a little bit more in case there's a downturn.
Yeah,
I mean, Pandora is a huge market. There's no doubt about it. And on the news of this, Pandora's stock went up and XM's went down just a little bit. It was a fraction.
But SiriusXM was buying a stake in Pandora.
They're wanting to.
Oh, okay.
This is not a done deal. But here's the thing that's interesting about it. This is a go shop deal. Means that Pandora can go shop us a better offer while discussing this with SiriusXM. Yes.
But I could see where SiriusXM wants to kind of.
Oh, yeah. It's
diversify.
Yeah, that's diversify. Yes,
because
no brainer.
Like I noticed the last time I purchased a vehicle, like I used to could be able to, the model car I had before, like the base radio had satellite radio in it. You just had to pay the subscription, obviously. But this time you had to get a higher end, like upgrade to wasn't the stock radio in the car. You had to get the next level to get it. So. And a lot of people are moving towards streaming service. They're streaming in their vehicle. I know somebody in my family, like that's what they do. They don't, they don't care.
They stream Pandora.
They stream different music
true.
services.
Yeah, absolutely. So, So, I mean, I think this is a good, there we go.
Update completed.
Update complete. And he's going to, it's crashed. And hey, Bruce, and he just called 911.
Yeah, Siri called 911. We haven't done that in a long time.
You haven't done that.
Keep your iPhone up to date. Let's see.
Yeah, there's an automatic update.
Shame on you for
he's going to want to turn that off.
Yeah, turn that on.
Install updates manually.
There, no.
I knew that was going.
Y'all know me too well.
I told you to let me do this.
No.
Negative. Screen time. I get a weekly report.
Yeah, that's right. See how much you're using it.
Yeah, go ahead. You can go and set that up. Welcome to iPhone. Get started. I can't tell no difference. It's the same old iPhone.
Well, I can't speak for you and wouldn't ever do so, but I'm telling you,
there's a carrier settings update.
My experience between the two, and it's not on a phone, and I've already said this, so I'm just going to repeat it quick. My iPad Air was faster on booting and apps booting up.
And so is mine.
Oh, it's got that Measure app.
Yes, it has the Measure app. I haven't used that, but yes. Of course, but yours doesn't have. Oh, here we go.
Oh, add a point. Okay, let's try this.
Oh heavens, we're doing this live
I know.
on the radio. People are like, "What are you doing?"
You gotta watch the video.
Measure it.
Oh, that's cool. It says that recorder is 6 inches long. I don't know if that is or not.
That's probably about right.
Probably.
Yeah. Sure.
It
works great. How long is the Bruce?
No, I'm measuring the screen diagonal.
Oh, okay.
Like 14.5 inches. That's about right.
Yeah.
How big is Bruce? Larger than life.
That's right.
Does it measure weight?
No, it has level and
I'm kidding.
Augmented reality measure. That's pretty cool though.
Yeah. So anyway, but
yeah,
other things like that. I do know that some are speaking of the iPhone, some are complaining that their signal is not as what they thought it would be
after they updated.
Yeah, no, no. After they bought the new iPhone,
after they
iPhone
updated.
10s,
went to the new version
or 10s Max, XS Max.
And battery life is.
We're never going to get him back off from.
Sorry,
we're never going to get him back.
Yeah, I got 6 minutes till top of the hour. We might have to continue this after the news break.
But there are some articles out there.
Oh, there's a lot of stuff. Oh my goodness, this is like a small sampling of what's out there in the last week.
Also, I know you've probably seen this. Had to have because it's just recent. Apple. Well, actually, let me do it this way. Qualcomm is claiming that Apple stole their chip secrets and gave them to Intel. That's what the claim is. The claim by Qualcomm, Apple has engaged in a years-long campaign of false promises, stealth, and subterfuge designated to steal Qualcomm's confidential information and trade secrets for the purpose of improving the performance and accelerating time to market over lower quality modem chips. Oh, they're calling, including those developed by Intel Corp. Wow, they're calling Intel Corp.
I've got a
modem chips.
I've got something
low quality.
I got something that can ties right in well with that. But go
to
ahead.
render such chipsets usable in Apple iPhones and other devices will ultimately, with the ultimate goal of diverting Qualcomm's Apple-based business to Intel's.
Sounds like Apple.
Totally, I mean, I don't. Well, now this
totally
is
believable.
This right here is just a complaint. It's not proof of anything. But you know, Qualcomm and Apple and Samsung and Apple, they've been going after each other forever. It's not going to end. This is how this works. One goes after the other one. Some of them, somebody wins, and then they turn around and go after the other one. So we'll see. It says, it looks like Apple says Qualcomm has no evidence. It said when contacted by Ars, talking about Ars Technica, an Apple spokesperson said that Qualcomm has repeatedly made allegations without evidence.
This is what Apple spokesperson said about that. It's like,
yeah. In late August, according to this, Apple filed a motion to compel, in this same case, to get Qualcomm to show evidence for its allegations, since the company has continued to make claims without producing substantiations. Well, that's going around. Let's see.
Well, real quick, this is kind of ties into that. So there's been some other iPhone XS issues where people are complaining about Wi-Fi and LTE connectivity issues.
Mm-hmm.
You know, it was launched last Friday, and shortly after, some customers who've purchased one of the new devices have started noticing an issue with LTE and Wi-Fi speeds. According to multiple threads on the Mac Rumors forums, iPhone XS and XS Max users are experiencing connectivity problems with Wi-Fi LTE on the two new iPhones. Multiple users have said there's noticeable differences in cellular reception between the XS models and the iPhone 8 and the iPhone 10. There's a 15-page thread, but it goes on to say that, let me find it. Some iPhone XS users have theorized that the issue is related to Qualcomm versus Intel modems. The new iPhone XS and XS Max are using Intel modems, while older devices use a mix of Qualcomm and Intel. So AT&T iPhone 8 and iPhone 10 models used Intel modems previously, while Verizon iPhones had Qualcomm modems.
Yeah.
So it seems like, the story you said about they stole the chip design.
Well, they must not be doing a good job with it.
They did a poor job of putting it together.
If that's the case, I mean,
if
they
borrow
could
a line from a movie,
right?
Yeah, they couldn't read the plans right, and they did a bad job putting it together.
Yeah, I mean, if that's the case, that doesn't. Those two don't add up.
Call Bruce Willis. He'll fix it.
Yeah. But those really, that is a great point. Those two don't add up. If they're then I don't think it's everybody. I think some people are noticing this. And then some people are blaming that they have Intel chips instead of Qualcomm chips. But that's interesting. So Qualcomm says, hey, y'all stealing our technology, but people are using it saying, I don't know if this Intel's working out.
In addition to LTE problems, there's also a separate issue with Wi-Fi on these XS and XS Max, where they're noticing slower Wi-Fi speeds on the XS models compared to other Apple devices, which readers quickly deduced was a 2.4 gigahertz versus 5 gigahertz Wi-Fi issue. It appears that the iPhone XS and XS Max are preferring 2.4 gigahertz networks over 5 gigahertz networks when connecting to routers that use the same SSID for both the 2.4 and the 5 gigahertz bands. That's interesting. Why would it prefer the lower gigahertz if the network supports both? Bruce,
well, but I think you can go the lower gigahertz would go further, right? It would reach farther. Better signal.
Yeah,
so that'd be one reason why.
Granted, there's more noise.
Yeah, I wish it'd be quiet. It's very noisy. It's way too noisy for me.
With routers that do not use separate SSIDs for the two bands, it can be difficult to tell which you're connected to, leading to perceived slower connection speeds. This is clearly a bug. This is the Mac Rumors article saying this. that needs to be addressed by Apple through an update to make the iPhone XS models prefer the faster 5 gigahertz network. Some users have also had luck resetting their network settings and or forgetting their Wi-Fi network and reconnecting.
Yeah, I've heard that.
See, I don't think saying prefer the 5G would.
It depends on how far you're from it, obviously.
Well, yeah, I was gonna say, you may have a stronger signal on the 2.4 or better speeds than you would on a lower signal.
Yeah, but I mean, basically, there's some.
But I mean, if you're right next to
there's some issues going on with the XS.
Yeah.
And there's more.
But there's going to be. I mean,
there's a whole lot more. There's more Apple XS problems than just this. So I assure you, if that's not a tease, I don't know what is. For our dose.
Our dose coming up next.
Hey, Techie Show.
Live from NPR News in Washington, I'm Jack Speer. Supreme Court nominee Brett Kavanaugh defended himself against an allegation of sexual assault before members of the Senate Judiciary Committee today. As NPR's Windsor Johnston reports, his accuser, Christine Blasey Ford, testified earlier in the day for several hours.
In his opening statement, Kavanaugh reiterated his innocence and vowed not to withdraw his name from the confirmation process. He also said that process has become a national disgrace.
Shortly after I was nominated, the Democratic Senate leader said he would, quote, oppose me with everything he's got. A Democratic senator on this committee publicly referred to me as evil. Evil. Think about that word. And said that those who supported me were, quote, complicit in evil.
Christine Blasey Ford testified that Kavanaugh was drunk when he sexually assaulted her at a high school party more than 3 decades ago. Windsor Johnston, NPR News, Washington.
GOP senators on their Judiciary Committee are saying a vote will occur Friday morning on Brett Kavanaugh's nomination to the Supreme Court. Secretary of State Mike Pompeo is chairing a UN Security Council meeting, pressing members to keep up the pressure on North Korea as he tries to negotiate the end to its nuclear program. NPR's Michelle Kelman reports Pompeo is accusing some members of violating sanctions.
Secretary Pompeo is planning another trip to North Korea next month and says the U.S. is, quote, well into a diplomatic process aimed at talking North Korea out of its nuclear weapons.
We're at the dawn of a new day in the world's relationship with North Korea. We do not yet know what that day will bring, but we are hopeful that the current breakthrough in diplomacy will yield a brighter future for North Korea and a safer world for all of us.
He says he had a positive meeting with North Korea's foreign minister on the sidelines of the UN General Assembly. The secretary says international pressure has helped in this process, but warned countries to better enforce sanctions. Michelle Kellerman, NPR News, the United Nations.
Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu today accused Iran of keeping what he called a secret atomic warehouse just outside the capital. The Israeli leader appearing at the United Nations, holding up a poster board map, which he says showed an area where Iranian officials, despite the 2015 nuclear deal, continue to hold weapons. Netanyahu went on to warn Israel will do everything in its power to counter Israel's nuclear ambitions.
Rest assured, that won't happen. It won't happen because what Iran hides, Israel will find.
Iranian state media, meanwhile, called Netanyahu's allegation of a secret warehouse, quote, ridiculous. Orders for durable goods, costly items designed to last 3 years or more, rose at a healthy clip last month. The Commerce Department says durable goods orders were up 4.5%. On Wall Street, stocks closed higher. The Dow rose 54 points. You're listening to NPR.
Welcome back into the Hey Techie Show, where apparently nobody is busy, or at least I can tell you locations near you.
Well, one thing I discovered, I had a bunch of app updates on my device, and I had the Walmart app had an update, and it said now Siri can tell you if the Walmart store is busy. Siri can also open Walmart page when you're ready to check out. And I asked Siri if Walmart was busy right now, and it just told me where the nearest Walmarts were. I'm like, that's worthless. Whatever.
It's just a setting. You're using it wrong. There's a setting you don't know about.
Yeah, obviously.
I was gonna say, I wonder if I just Google Walmart and see what it comes up with.
So while he's doing that, let me continue this little iPhone segment here, and then we can move on. So you remember when during the Apple keynote where they were touting that the 10S and the 10S Max are the most durable glass ever in a smartphone. And of course, they also talked about its improved water resistance. Right, and people go and buy these phones just to like subject them to these tests.
I know.
So Square Trade is one of those groups that went out and bought these two phones, and man, it's expensive buying these phones just to destroy.
I know. Whatever.
Anyway, they tested two iPhones.
Insurance on them.
Well, I don't know, but they are Square Trade, so I guess they're self-insured.
Yeah.
So, anyway, they conducted some tests, Square Trade, checking iPhones. They want to check Apple's claim of the IP68 water resistance and the more durable glass. So, in their test, the two iPhones stood up well to liquids, but the more durable glass didn't prevent them from shattering it when dropped. It only took a single back-down drop test from a 6-foot range onto a hard surface for the iPhone XS to shatter entirely, resulting in broken loose glass across the back of the device. Like the iPhone X, the XS, and XS Max feature glass on the front and the back to enable wireless charging. When it was dropped face down, the iPhone XS suffered a shattered and malfunctioning display, while the XS Max was impacted with hairline cracks and loose glass, but still had a usable display. After a 60-second tumble test, now here you go, the tumble test. Both the iPhone XS and XS Max were covered in hairline cracks, scratches, and featured loose glass after the damage. In a pressure-based bend test.
Oh, here we go, bend gate.
Yeah, the iPhone XS cracked at 250 pounds, and the screen failed entirely.
Well, I'm sorry. I realize that you want to know that your device is tough. I got that, but most people are going to have some kind of case that have paid this much money for.
Some people don't.
I know.
Some people don't.
But most people are not going to drop their phone like this either from 6 feet. That's unusual.
Well,
you'd be surprised.
No, I'm not.
Plus, too, when you drop it and you try to go catch it and you push it down harder.
So
it's like you're tossing it down.
Yeah.
Square Trades, they assign these phones a breakability score, taking into account performance on each of the tests is broken down in this graphic that's in this article we'll link to in the show notes. And the way that it's a scale of 10 to 100 or 0 to 100, but 10 being low risk and a 50 being medium, and the closer you get to 100, high risk. So for the iPhone XS, its overall breakability score is 86, which is considered high risk. The iPhone XS Max is a 70, which is in the medium risk category in terms of breakability.
What's the Nokia?
I don't know. They may have it. I mean, this is Square Trade doing their own. I know they
can go look this up.
I guess.
You can, yes.
That's
Square Trade break number,
breakability score.
Oh, hey, yeah, there it is.
So I'm trying to see if they talked about the water survive. It says in this article it survived the liquid, but there's no. The article mainly talks about the.
Now,
let's see.
I watched a video.
They did test the water resistance of the XS and XS Max as well, and they did it. They said it, according to this article, in a novel way, using a 5-foot 30-minute dunk test in a tank filled with 138. I'm sorry, I can't get it out. The tank was filled with 138 cans of beer.
Well, they're doing that because they said it was beer tested too.
Yeah.
Remember?
So beer was the liquid of choice for the test because Apple mentioned beer resistance during the keynote. So, and both the XS and XS Max survived the extended beer bath and were entirely operational afterwards. So it passed the claims of the IP68 water resistance.
Oh, that's good.
Or in this case,
So glad.
beer resistance. So
because I would lose sleep if it didn't.
I know. So yeah, that was interesting. So we'll put the link in the show notes and probably
it's there. HeyTechiesShow.com.
Oh, it's already there.
You can follow our links.
I just
while
want
the
to find
show
out
goes.
where the scores is if they do it like Tom's Hardware does with reviews.
I will
things.
say that I don't have the link on me. I could drudge it up, but I saw a video of another company doing this same type test. They went out and dropped it on concrete, and it didn't crack at all. The only thing that it did was put little bitty marks around the outside, the metal edge.
Oh, the metal.
Yes,
band
but there was
it.
no, and that girl dropped it from 5 feet several times. It was four different drops. So and it was on cement, a sidewalk, right in front of their offices. There were some kind of, I forget which magazine outfit they were.
Yeah. Well, here's another thing about the iPhone XS. If you haven't had enough talk about it, so this is from Forbes headline: Apple's iPhone XS, XS Max have disappointing battery life. $1,000 phone has disappointing battery life.
I think we knew about that going into it, did we not?
So this is they're referring to review site Tom's Guide has published some results from some testing they've done of the battery. So according to their testing, the iPhone XS has a battery life of 10 hours and 38 minutes. XS Max, 10 hours 38 minutes. The iPhone XS, 9 hours 48 minutes. So it's a smaller device. So yeah, it's going to get a little bit less battery life. But the iPhone 10 from a year ago got 10 hours and 49 minutes. It actually does better than both of the new XSs.
So it says.
This is according to their testing from Tom's Guide. Now, your results may vary. And then they also say, moreover, neither phone comes close to the iPhone 8 Plus, which is the one I have, which lasted 11 hours and 16 minutes. So the tests are somewhat, this is what the article goes on to say, the tests are somewhat embarrassing for Apple, given the company claims on its website that the iPhone XS lasts up to 30 minutes longer than the iPhone 10. And the iPhone XS Max lasts up to 1.5 hours longer than the iPhone 10. So according to what they're testing, that they did not find it. They did not agree with Apple's claims. So,
I'm trying to. I read this article too, and I'm trying to recollect. Let's see, the actual test. They explain one of these articles. They actually explain the actual test.
Yeah, it talks about in this article that Tom's Guide battery tests are a gold standard. They not only measure the screen brightness, so all phones are set exactly to 150 nits.
Right.
They run all tests using a T-Mobile 4G LTE cell spot booster to ensure full and uniform signal. In the site's own words, quote, "This is as close to ideal conditions as we can get while keeping everything repeatable," which is very important. You just can't. I mean, they're trying to make sure all other factors are the same. So each device has a fair shot at the test.
One of the things they showed is that they, and maybe you said this, and I was trying to do something else, so you can correct me if you've already.
No, I know. Go ahead.
They're part of they were showing the different batteries. The way
I hadn't got to this yet. This is going down further.
The batteries were shaped different in the newer phones.
Yes.
They're rounded edges.
Apple cut corners, literally.
According to them. Well, that's what they're saying. Maybe to make them lighter or other factors.
Yeah, the corners are literally, not literally, but they're rounded off compared to the iPhone 10. So they potentially have less capacity. So I mean,
it's in this. I'm sorry, I'm just reading.
I couldn't find a drop score for our phone. That's what I was.
I mean, I have no idea. Mine has a case on it, and I'll tell you this: I have dropped mine, and it has landed on the screen on the cement, and I've been impressed that it is not scratched. I do not have a screen protector. I've not scratched this phone, and that is impressive for me. I cannot believe I haven't done it, but it's pretty tough, actually.
Yeah.
And we're talking about the Pixel 2 XL. Which, according to all reports, we should know about some more definite Pixel phones. The rumors have been swirling, and everybody has even been supposedly stealing them in shipment to figure out exactly what they're all about.
What's going to be funny is if
October 2nd
they put all these out on purpose and it's nothing.
Oh, I've wondered about that. See, I've totally wondered.
That would get people excited.
then they can figure out who leaked them, and then
thank them later.
Yeah. So
here we go, Bruce.
But real quick, this is a little bit more iPhone. This is real quick here. There's another article from Mac Rumors. Headline: iPhones. That's my go-to Apple news
I know
site.
you're kidding.
iPhone storage is quote absolutely the most profitable iPhone feature, says analysts. This is from Bloomberg's Mark Gurman, and which I told you this, but basically they say the biggest upsell for the iPhone XS and S Max is the new 512 gig storage option, which will help Apple make $241 more per iPhone than the 64 gig
I'm
option.
sure. I have no doubt.
And let's see, it goes on to say it's high storage capacity of an Apple phone. Yes, of course. And they charge customers a lot more for NAND storage chips and it pays its suppliers. No duh. And it says one analyst also said that storage costs Apple about 25 cents per gigabyte. And the company charges customers about 78 cents per gigabyte.
Yes.
Because of this, Lamb says the storage is absolutely the most profitable iPhone feature.
No, well, you don't have to buy one.
The 64 gig,
bothers you.
the 64 gig iPhone XS costs Apple $23.68 for the storage, specifically just the storage, and the 256 gig $66.24, and the 512 $132.48. So basically, the go from $23 for the 66. Oh man, 64 gig was $23.
Yes.
To go from that to the highest capacity is another $109.
Carry you one, yes.
Yeah. So, but they're making $241 more dollars in extra gross sales.
Good for them.
I mean, man, that's one thing. Apple, they know how to mark it up. Man. Anyway, so there's that.
That's those Apple people.
And the XS Max is another article is significantly outselling the iPhone XS. The 256 is the most popular.
Yes.
And the 512 gig model is subject to serious shortage, according to some analysts. So there's an article about that. I won't go into it. You can look at it yourself. But the last thing is this one article from CNET says that you should wait for the iPhone XR, which is coming out in October.
And actually, we just
late October.
We just heard today that the FCC gave them a green light.
They didn't send that. They didn't send that in front of a hearing panel.
No, I don't think so. Not the full panel.
Not the judiciary.
Apparently
committee.
not. Yeah. It wasn't being accused of anything.
So this article goes in. I haven't really read this article that well. And if you're not extremely like, I've got to have the fancy camera and I've got to have the OLED display. Yeah, the XR I think is a good device. It's going to have the same A12 chip. It'll have Face ID.
The Bionic.
It won't have the 3D touch, which I have 3D touch on this display. I hardly ever use it. So
yeah, that's the one thing my iPad Air does not have.
Yeah, I don't miss 3D touch, but I would miss I like my good camera on this one. So that'd be one reason I would not want a XR.
Well, the other one's got a good camera.
I just but I'd like to try them all out to see. But the OLED display it'd be cool, yes, but it's not like I have to. This has an LCD display. I'm very happy with it. So anyway, so if you're on the fence, wait for the XR. Go to the Apple Store, give them a little test drive and all that good stuff.
Well, when the Hey Techie show comes back, we will try to let Bruce talk.
Yeah, I'm done talking about iPhone
but
stuff.
He doesn't seem like he's wanting to. Now, when we come back, we'll move on to something else. Hey Techie show. Welcome back in
to the Hey Techies Show.
Yes, and if you want to be on the show, we can still fit you in 256-782. 256-782.
5600.
And you can be on the Hey Techie Show. We'll be glad to have you. Now, I sort of brought it to the forefront because Bruce was talking earlier in the first part of the show about how his theory, and I don't know if it's just his theory, but a lot of people talked about this, about the whole concept of, I guess, how we get TV, how we get our channels.
The declining quality, possibly.
Yeah, declining quality. Yes, that's true. Oh, yeah, and the actual shows themselves, how they're probably you think they were better in many ways a while back compared to what you get now.
Yeah,
right. Well, I wanted to dovetail sort of with that, and kind of in keeping with that, I have been. Most of you may not know, and I'm not going to go into great details why, but for reasons that I haven't really told, I had to cut back this year. And we had to cut back, me and my wife, and we decided to cut back on our television. We had to cut way back. We went down to the very lowest Dish Network package. And it has no sports. It has no it has no national news. Also, none of the CNNs, none of that stuff.
So
no
none
Fox,
of the garbage.
no Fox. I knew you were going in there, but no ESPN either. And to go along with that, we've for many years, my wife and I, we've enjoyed NASCAR, and we watched it fairly regularly. Can't say that I've watched it as regularly as I used to, but one of those reasons is I don't get the channels they play it on.
What are they playing?
Well,
on?
because most of the time now, in this half of the season, it's on NBC.
Okay.
But it's on NBC-SN, their sports network. Most of them that's a cable channel. Yes. So I don't get that channel.
It's been so long since I've watched NASCAR. I thought they still did like on the big broadcast.
Well,
networks.
See, that's interesting that you bring that up. They used to be. They used to be on some they used to be on NBC. And they'll carry 5 races. There's like, I don't know, 7, maybe 8 races left. 5 of the last 10 races will be on the NBC network. Your local NBC affiliate will carry it. So however you get that, you should be able to see it. However, the TV ratings have been down.
Yeah.
And they've been going this direction. For instance, the last week's on the 24th, that was a Saturday night race. I didn't see it was on NBC-SN. They had like a 1-point rating with a 1.77 million viewers. That was down 17% from previous viewership. And it was down 38 and 34% respectively for 2016. Okay. Now, that was that week. Then the previous week, and I'm getting somewhere. I'm going to cover a few of these weeks. The previous week was down like 7% in viewership, which is another 7%. And then a couple of weeks ago, they had another one. A couple of weeks ago, this was on NBC-SN. However, in 2016, it was on NBC. Okay, this is what I'm going to get to. That race that was 9-4, the Darlington race, compared to 2016, was down 46% viewership.
Ooh, wow.
46. Now, there's a lot of factors for that. Many people I know are being turned off for other ways. They're tired of racing or what have you. They don't like maybe the format. They don't like this. They don't like that. So in the last 2 years but I think it's a great possibility, in my opinion, that it could be a little bit of a lot of things. And one of those things is the fact that a lot less of their broadcasts are on national network, because you're going to get a lot more viewership than if you get a cable show. I agree with that in general. Okay, Fox did it this year too. A lot more were on FS1 and FS2 compared to the regular Fox broadcast. So here's what I'm thinking.
Okay.
NASCAR's struggling. It's a known thing. Several of their teams are on the verge of going out of business if they haven't already gone out of business. There's still people that are making money, clearly, in it.
Yeah.
I mean, there's a lot of advertising revenue. But think about this. Think about how many more people they could reach if they broadcasted their NASCAR races on YouTube.
Oh, yeah.
Think about the worldwide viewership. It would be huge.
Kind of sounds like that's where they need to go, honestly.
I mean, they can make a deal with YouTube. Somebody buys the rights to show it. They could hire out their own people to do all the filming. They could hire a crew. They already do that anyway.
Yeah.
I mean, most of that is
they do media companies.
Yeah, most of that is freelanced already.
Yeah.
They would just have to tie into YouTube and send a broadcast to them and be like a channel.
Yeah.
I mean, really, they really could look, and maybe they're looking into this, but I just thought, and I know I guess I'm being a little bit, what's the right word?
Biased and passionate about this.
In a way, I guess I am biased.
Yeah.
It'd be nice to be on YouTube because I could watch it online. And obviously there's going to be people that doesn't help because some people don't have broadband, and that's a whole nother issue. But there are probably millions and millions and millions of people around the world that may not get those other channels either.
Yeah.
That would get YouTube.
You're right.
It's a huge market.
Unless they're in China.
Well, yeah, I mean, that's true. Well, they might be blocked by the Chinese firewall in general, but that's a whole other issue. But I still think that there is definitely a problem here that I don't think NASCAR is addressing in a way, or if they are, they're not saying they're doing that. And a lot of it has to do with sponsorship.
Yeah.
You got this company involved right now. It's a monster. You got your broadcast partners, which for the most part are Fox part of the year and NASCAR part of the year. I'm sorry, NASCAR part of the day, NBC part of the year.
Yeah.
So I don't know, but I think let me say it this way, if things don't change, they're going to have to do something, or they're going to become so irrelevant.
They're going to be gone.
They'll be gone, at least from the standpoint of where they were. They won't be what they were. And, it's a lot of factors. It's more than just what I'm talking about. There's people, popular drivers have left. There's no doubt that's a problem.
Couldn't name a single one right now.
Yeah, I know. I understand that. Well, now that's another thing too. Could some people would say, well, and it's like anything else. Like, for instance, I couldn't name a single person on the Braves baseball team, but I could almost name all of them when I was growing up, say in the 90s.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
I mean, I could tell you almost all of them. But
I think the bigger problem is there's too many choices now for entertainment.
Well, that is,
and I'm not just talking about cable satellite, but now streaming is. I mean, it's just grown exponentially.
That's true. I don't know if the word too many is fair, because can we have too many?
No,
but there's
definitely opportunity.
There's a lot of entertainment options competing for your time. You only have so much time.
I totally agree.
But before, you didn't have as many choices, so you're less. When you have more choices, the law of averages is going to say you're going to lose people because there's more choice out there.
Yeah, I agree with that.
You're always going to have a diehard fan base for whatever it is, whether it's Braves baseball or NASCAR or whatever.
And plus, too, with racing, you got to kind of schedule to be there.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Watch it, because nobody's going to want to watch a race that's been over for 2 days.
And I think our lives are more busy now than they were, 20 years ago.
Oh, as I said,
10 years ago.
Absolutely.
That combined with all this other choices for entertainment, and a lot of it's now you can do time shifting to where you don't have to watch the movie or the TV series at a set time, because I can go watch it on demand.
Now, see, that would be a different discussion, because YouTube wouldn't be that way. I mean, they wouldn't do it that way. It'd be live, and that'd be it.
Yeah, of course.
So that would be a whole.
But I think you're onto something with the YouTube, because that's so popular. I mean, I could say myself, there's a lot of times in the morning when I'm having my coffee, I'm sitting in front of my computer watching something on YouTube.
Well,
I'm watching it and not local television.
Just like I was thinking about this week too. I was noticing on Prime. There's
another choice.
There's going to be Fox coverage of some NFL games on Thursday nights. Actually,
really?
Well, Prime is going to have some of those. You can watch some of them right through the Prime app and not on TV, but they're going to be covered that way. So
I don't know if I've told y'all this, but I'm trying really, really hard to boycott watching football this year.
I know you have, and
Okay,
you have
told
you've told me this, and that
no, I haven't heard this.
Yes, well, he hasn't said it on the show.
Yeah, I'm not going to say on the show the reason why. I have my own reasons.
Well, yeah, I mean that's fine.
But man,
I know.
Been really difficult.
I know.
I figured it would be.
I know what it is. He's doing this. He's going to go green.
It's got nothing to do with
it. But I will say,
that's the excuse to play that song.
It is. It was very, very difficult. And it's becoming more and more difficult.
At least he's being honest.
As the week goes on, but I'm sticking to my guns. I haven't looked at scores. I haven't looked at recaps.
Is it?
Well, I won't say I haven't looked at scores. If they've just popped up on like news feeds and stuff, I can't avoid seeing them.
So,
but I'm not going out searching for them.
Is it college football, NFL, or both?
Just all.
It's everything.
I mean,
all football period.
Were you one to typically watch one or the other more?
Oh, I watched college football.
Okay.
Every year. Now, when I was younger, I watched NFL too. But every year I've always said, man, I'm gonna pick a team this year in the NFL. I'm gonna stick with them and watch them. And then by the time I realized, they've already started, like they're already 4 games in, I'm like, well, it's too late to, it's like I'm too late to watch the show now.
Yeah.
Even though it's nothing like that. But this year I've decided I'm gonna boycott the whole thing.
Okay.
So it's been difficult. I'm being honest.
Well, usually when you give something up, it is difficult.
Yep.
So no matter what it is,
it's been so far. There's a few people at work that know I'm not, so they're not really involved in those conversations. But it's whenever I'm out and about, and everybody else is talking about it.
We can't talk about it.
Well, no, I mean they can talk about it, but it's like I really have nothing to say about. I didn't see that play or didn't see. How great this person's doing and how they're dominating.
Well, we're going to come over here and talk about football.
That's great. We got about a minute here. We can do this real quick. I'll tell you, if you want to know what you're missing, which
I really don't think I am.
That's fine. That's fine. You're right. I'll tell you what's going on right now.
Yep.
There's a huge discussion about whether or not how much weight a defensive back can put on top of a quarterback and it be a penalty.
Do what?
Yes,
what?
Their body weight. The big deal now is that particularly my daughter's favorite player, which is on the Green Bay, Clay Matthews. Yeah. That's her favorite player. He has been flagged 2 weeks in a row for, and this is not what it's called, but this is what essence of excessive body weight on landing on the quarterback. That's not what it's called, but that's the essence of it. They're actually looking at that now. Whether he purposely put all his body weight on the quarterback.
Okay. Well, no, I mean I can
but how would you be able to judge it?
Yeah, I don't know.
I mean, even if
he belly flop,
yeah, I can understand. I was talking to a friend of mine, and we can understand if you took the person subject up, quarterback, and slammed them down.
Sure,
we totally understand that. But if you're tackling the person from the front, you're going to land on the ground.
Yeah,
it's the whole point of it. Well, anyway, that's part of the controversy that's going on now, and the question becomes, how do you tackle somebody when you're big? How do you tackle somebody?
Just go back to how we did it in grade school. It's just touch football.
We're not talking, and this is
solves the problem.
And this doesn't matter whether they have the ball or not. You could make a legitimate sack and get that penalty.
Tag
so there you go. So I don't know whether I'll come up with your buddies or not, but that's part of what's going on. So in case you were wondering. There's another thing right here. There was like one rumor, but I think we're going to wait till Monday to do any kind of stuff on that.
I don't have any rumors this week.
Had one, but it's not. No, don't play it because it wasn't worth doing. But you're going to do it anyway.
Well, I just played a quick.
No, By the way, in case you don't know, we do have a rumor segment, but I think we're going to forego it tonight because it's really
save
not
them
a
up
big
for
deal.
Monday. I got to make up some over the weekend.
Yeah, I'm sure you will.
Yeah, absolutely.
Weeks ago, and it's been, and like I said, sometimes we do this. We'll bring in things that I didn't get to get in, or we didn't get to get into. But I don't know if you've noticed this. They brought up this discussion again, and it's been brought up about how much musicians actually get paid, how much the writers get paid,
right?
All down the line.
Yeah,
and recently, there was a law that they were just passing recently about that.
Yeah, I read about
an
it.
act. Okay. Well, did you know that Spotify, it will now let indie artists upload their own music?
Oh, really?
Independent artists.
I guess they'll get all the revenue.
Yeah.
Or
that's what it looks like.
Spotify may keep a portion.
They're going to cut out the licensing deals, basically.
So if you're,
it's going to make its own licenses deal. And see what other
so the artists make a deal with Spotify directly.
Well, Spotify claims this is not a record label. They're not being the record label, but the record labels are concerned. I mean,
it sounds like they're being a record label to me,
but they claim it's not.
How?
Well, they just said that they're not. Let's see how.
We're not.
Because, I tell you why. Now listen to me. Listen.
Okay, I'm listening.
They're not making the albums. Like, they're not putting up any money. They're saying they're not the record label because they're not actually doing anything a record label does.
Okay.
They're just a distribution.
They're just basically
distributing
the content. And
okay. I guess that's a fair argument.
That's their argument from what I understand. Okay, so having taken that as a basis, okay. And we talk about music here on the show. We have we enjoy music. All three of us love our own brand of music. I'm sure you have your own style that you like. According to back in 2010, now I know it's a little aged. So, all right. There was a report came out, and this is from techdirt.com. But there was an update article in 2015. They put out it's a thing called the Great Divide.
Yeah.
Okay. And at that time, this is what they came up with. The record label, as it was in general, gets 63%. Okay, cut. And I believe this is based on the actual music. So this was what was actually who gets that's okay. This was streaming. That was, let's see, that's the streaming. This is the actual. I can't remember if this is the CD or the actual music. But anyway, I think it's just it's either CD or, let's see, so music sold. Here it is. I'm sorry. Yeah. For every $1,000 in music sold, the average musician at the end of the day makes $23.40. This claims in 2015.
This is out of how much?
Out of $1,000, they claim
$23.40
out of $1,000.
Wow.
According to this, that was 2015. Okay, so how they break that down, that's what I was getting to. 63% to the record label, they claim. 24% to distributors, 13% to the band, and then that 13% goes like this, like it breaks up singer, lead guitarist, bassist, drummer, all 18% of the 13%. Then you got personal managers, they get like 15%, and then business.
So the manager gets more than the band.
15%.
Gets more than the
band.
You
said $23 the artists get out of the 1,000. That's like 0.23%.
Well, they get 18 of 13%. So they get 18%
of 13.
They get
Let's see.
That's what it says. So they get 13% of the big pie. The band, which makes up, according to this, singer, lead guitarist, bassist, drummer, your musicians, personal manager, business manager, lawyer, and producer.
Well, 18% of 13% is $23 on $1,000.
Yeah, $23.40. So, according to this, in 2015,
and I wonder how much an indie artist was making a deal with Spotify to distribute their content through Spotify. How much the
50%?
Probably more like 70%. I bet you
Maybe.
Spotify keeps about 30.
Let's see if I've got that right.
I mean, I'm just guessing here. I don't know.
Okay, so shares of streaming This is a little bit different, so it's going to be hard. Let's see. According to this, the label gets 45%, the platform gets 20, taxes are 16, songwriters, producers gets 10, and the artist gets 6.8, according to that.
And this is on Spotify.
No, just streaming.
Well, it's just saying streaming in general. It doesn't say it's not breaking it down that way.
That's probably streaming through the record labels. It's still involved.
I want to say the record label gets way too much on all these. Is what I'd say.
Well, I mean, but here's so you're right.
These artists sold their soul.
Right.
Yep.
But here's what the record label would say. Okay, let me just say they would go on this cost basis. We made the album. We paid for extra musicians if they wanted to. We paid all the stuff as far as the legal stuff to get your stuff licensed. They probably paid that. That we paid the studio to get it recorded, or we own the studio one way or the other. Right. We had to pay employees for that.
They covered that.
Then,
that's becoming.
Hold on, let me finish.
All right,
because I know how I've heard this argument.
Yeah,
I'm not defending them. I'm just giving it a clear picture.
Who pays the expense when they go on tour?
That's what it's getting at.
Okay,
that's one of the costs. Most of the time, the record label will do that. Now, I've heard that's not always true. But it depends on how. I mean, I'm not an expert in here. I'm not saying I am, but what I've read that is a cost that most of the labels, the big ones, have done in many years, fit the bill for. So there's a lot of cost there. So that's one reason why the pie looks the shape it does. Now, I'm not saying it's perfect. I don't know. I'm not an artist.
Got to pay all the executives.
I'm not even formally an artist known as Prince. So anyway, this is interesting, but I do think. But here's the thing:
okay,
you take all of that and you put all that in a pie, and you come over here on this side and you say, Spotify is wanting to pay these artists for their content straight up. You get this,
let them produce it themselves,
right? So it is a model.
But what percentage are? Oh yeah, that's
it is a model that's going to be popular. I mean, it's no doubt.
Especially if they say we'll split it 50-50. Because the artist is like, good Lord.
Like, so much more. Where do I sign up?
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean,
okay, so here we go. This right here, the New York Times reported, the report says that Spotify typically pays a record label around 52% of the revenue generated by each stream. The label, in turn, then pays the artist a royalty of anywhere to 15 as high as 50, depending on the deal they made with the label. So if you could take out that part of it and you were just getting whatever you made a deal with Spotify or the streaming company, you could see how that would be advantageous.
Oh, yeah.
So
and the barriers to entry on recording have...
Oh, yes. Totally.
That's what I was going to say. It's changed over the past 10
no
years.
question about it.
You can get a high quality recording in a...
Yeah, you used to be able to even cut an album. You had to pay.
Oh yeah,
you had to go to studio.
There's the barrier of entry is.
I mean, you can do this in your literally in your bedroom.
Yep.
Of course, there are some world-renowned studios that have their own sound that you
especially
very difficult
just up the road.
Correct, I know.
Up there in Muscle Shoals.
That's right. Very difficult to get that sound.
Muscle Shoals sound.
So anyway, when the Hey Techie Show comes back, we'll have our last segment on Thursday night, guys.
Last Thursday.
The last Thursday, but not the last show.
Not the last
just the last show.
Stay with us.
Hey Techie Show.
Welcome back into the Hey Techies Show.
I was going to do that, but that's okay.
I thought you were cueing me to go.
No.
I was looking around. I was like, is anybody going to say anything? And so that was the Ball Brothers. I don't know if anybody does that go out on YouTube?
No. Sorry.
Well, never mind.
Did you know the group?
Yeah, no more than you think I know.
I discovered that version of Old Church Choir this past week. I was like, yeah, we're going to put them on this week on the bumper. One of my good friends, he's on one of these gospel quartets.
Okay.
You ever heard of Pat Barker?
Yeah.
Oh yes.
Yeah, JSU graduate.
I know Pat.
Yeah, he's
I ain't seen him in a long time.
Well, he's a choir director at my church.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, is that right? Oh, I knew that.
Yeah.
I knew that.
I knew that too.
He's with I think the Guardians quartet.
Okay.
I think.
All right.
I probably completely wrong. He's gonna be like, man, why'd you mess that up?
You had one shot.
I know the
Not in the choir.
National Quartet Convention is going on this week in Pigeon Forge.
Okay, so speaking of Spotify, did you know that they want to create music playlists based on your DNA?
That would be interesting. I'm not sure how those correlate.
I was right. The Guardians.
They are teaming up with Ancestry DNA tests.
Okay.
And somehow you can,
maybe it'd be like
you can upload your results to Spotify, and somehow they will make a playlist from that.
Maybe it's a journey through your ancestry. Like this is from certain regions of.
That would be
interesting.
Or if enough people say this type of music I like, they can kind of look at genetic markers and say, well, other people that have these genetic markers like this music, so we think you'll like it too.
That would be interesting, and see if that actually holds.
Yeah,
you can say I agree or disagree, and then that would be a case for nature versus nurture.
They're saying here that they want it to be able to help the person experience their culture.
So that's what I think.
Oh, so based on their ancestry,
here's music from
that kind of ties in more to their mission.
Ancestry says well over 10,000 people have opted in thus far.
I would be interested in that, I think.
According to Spotify, it says they say that the system does not link the two services and instead requires users to manually input their ancestry DNA, test results into Spotify's playlist generator. The streaming service also says that the DNA test results are not stored on any server. So I don't know how that works. Not stored on any server.
Cloud.
Well, I don't know. That's a good one on me. So you put your stuff up there, but I don't know.
It's up there, but it's not up there.
You fax it.
Yeah, you fax it. Yeah, somebody has to type it in. Yeah.
Smoke signals.
Smoke signals.
That's interesting.
You put it up there, then you delete it. It's never up there.
That is a novel idea that I would like to see what other things come of that. I'm not sure if I'm at that point where I'm willing to share that information yet, but it's still, I think it's neat.
Wait a minute. You've done Ancestry, do you?
Nope.
Okay. All right. I thought you'd done something I didn't know about.
Somebody in my immediate family's done it. And it was interesting. They kind of showed me, and it kind of helps build your family tree.
Yeah.
And it's pretty cool. It's just I haven't pulled the trigger and done it.
Now, I think my mom's done the 23andMe, maybe. Or what's the other one? What's the one out of?
There's 23andMe, and
there's one out of England or like Europe, rather. There's a European based.
I thought Ancestry was European based.
No, I think that's US based.
Oh,
and I can't remember what the other one is, but she did it.
Okay.
She of course, she got this whole booklet and really liked it. She was like, "You need to do this," and I was like, "I don't know."
Was it close?
I mean, she guessed. I guess.
Was it close to what she thought, though? You have any idea? Because I've heard people say, "Wow, I had no idea."
She had like 1% or so that was like some type of Eastern Asian or Asian or something like that.
No.
She did say that made sense because long time ago, one time when she was at the dentist actually asked her, did she have any Asian ancestry because of her gums and I think her teeth or something.
Oh,
and she thought that was odd because she had never known that.
the dentist kind of picked up on that based on some features in her mouth.
Yep.
Interesting.
So
that's a dentist that's on top of things.
I guess so. And anytime they ask you,
I'll say I know that's sort of my conversation with my dentist too.
And I haven't done ancestry or anything like that, but like I said, somebody my immediate family has, and there's you go so far back in our family tree that we knew about, it was kind of hard to trace it that any further back. So we didn't have enough information to go way back, just a few generations. And that was as far as we could get just from what research we had available. So doing that, we kind of learned of it told us about the time we came over, and our family came over from Europe.
Yeah.
And we have less Native American than we thought. We thought we had a lot more Native American.
Yeah.
But according to that,
we didn't.
More from European, more from Ireland.
Yeah.
Scotland, that area.
I think I have.
It's interesting. I mean, even said when we came over here, our family came over here.
Yeah.
We first settled in Atlanta. I was like, interesting.
Atlanta.
Well, that's probably back in the days when it wasn't so.
It was probably still hot, but it wasn't.
Well, they said we were farmers. Our family were farmers. They come over here to they probably like tobacco or something like that. Back in the colonial era. It was very, very interesting from what I just the little bit he was
settled in a penal colony, huh?
Australia.
Yeah,
I'm gonna do the ancestry stuff one day. I just haven't got around to it.
I want to. I really do.
But he's afraid he'll match up with a serial killer somewhere in the rest of the world. His DNA, and they'll extradite him.
There can only be one.
Well, Bruce will probably use like a fake name and a burner email address. So they can't track him.
3 fake names and 3 burner email addresses.
Yeah.
Well, we have enjoyed it.
DNA.
Yeah. We've enjoyed it, folks, and so glad to have you here tonight.
Don't forget Monday night, 7 p.m.
Yeah, Monday, 7 p.m. From all of us to all of you, have a fabulous weekend.
The Hey Techies Show is produced by The Guru and co-produced by Mike Stedham. Join us again next time for another exciting installment of The Hey Techies Show. It's going to be great, maybe.